Hello, hello, everyone. It's Kathryn Yarborough here, and I am hosting currently, right now, in this moment, the Vibrant Entrepreneurs Gathering. And our guest speaker for today is Cheri Martin. And you're going to get to hear from Cheri Martin in just a second. And I want to say a couple things. First of all, I host this gathering once a month on the second Monday of the month at this time, 4 to 5:30 Eastern, which is 1 to 2:30 Pacific. So put it on your calendar and join us next time. You can come for the first time free. And after that, it is super inexpensive if you become a community member in the Vibrant Entrepreneur Circle. So, because it's fun. We're finding out what's going on. What's that background noise going on? But that's okay. So Cheri Martin is a LinkedIn expert, and she's a friend of mine, a colleague and a friend, someone who I care about, who I respect, and who I appreciate. I've known Cheri for something like 6 or 7 years. I used to see her in person regularly. She's got this big, huge heart, and she's passionate about helping us get better with social media and especially LinkedIn. I'm assuming that's what you're going to talk to us about. And Cheri, what would you like to tell us?
Well, Kathryn, first of all, thank you for inviting me to share with this amazing group. Of course, I love to be around anyone that is in Kathryn's circle because I know she's amazing, so you are all amazing. So thank you for that. And what I thought I'd share today is a simple guideline that you can actually use when creating social media content so that you are consistently providing value to your community. Now, it is called the 50-30-20 social media content formula. But before I actually share some things on this, I'd like to have a show of hands. If not knowing how, what to say, if that's what keeps you from posting on a regular basis on your social media platforms, I'd love to see a thumbs up, a hands up, if that's what you feel keeps you from posting on your social media. Because with the 50-30 social media content formula, it really does provide to you an easy to follow system that ensures you are creating valuable content for your ideal audience. And that's who we need to keep in mind when we are putting anything on social media. If we're not speaking to our audience, then they're not going to be listening to us. So we have to make sure. And what I have found, and the reason I asked that question, is a lot of the individuals I work with, they kind of stop cold in their tracks when it comes to putting content out there because they're really not quite sure what to put out there because they've been posting endlessly for so long and nothing's happening. So that's why this formula, to me, opens up this opportunity for you to get more engagement, which then can lead to those deeper conversations and, of course, more clients. So that's kind of what I want to share today. So I'm not sure if this is going to be kind of an interview, if I should just continue. How would you like me to approach this? Share?
So Cheri, I want to say, first of all, thank you. And there were definitely have a few hands showing up for people who don't really quite know what to post sometimes. And I know I kind of go, oh, okay, what do I want to post about? And me, I come up with all kinds of stuff on Facebook Live all the time. So Deborah, I'm not sure if that's the hand is a question or you're raising your hand in alignment with the, was that a question or you're agreeing?
Yes, I'm agreeing.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So it's challenging for some of us. So tell us, what is this rule 30? What was it? 50-30?
50-30-20. 50-30-20 content formula. And I'm just going to start up, but you're not alone because I have also faced it. Trust me. I mean, we can get into we can get into such a great mode that we're doing a lot, and then all of a sudden it stops because our creativity might stop, or we may be transitioning or changing. And that's what I've been doing these last few years is transitioning a lot of what I teach. So coming up with content that I want my audience to be engaging in, the first thing I had to really do is determine who my ideal audience is. And that way I ask them questions so I know what they're interested in. So when we break down the 50-30-20 content formula, we start with the 50%, that's 50. 50% of the content you share should be interesting and entertaining. What I mean by this, it should be conversational. You can do this by asking questions or maybe posting a meme or something and asking thoughts of your audience. Get them to actually start talking about themselves, sharing their knowledge, sharing their intake as well. When you share ideas to get input, and it could be posting inspirational quotes, interesting industry facts, a fun photo, as I mentioned, that can relate to your business. Your audience starts participating because it's easy for them to participating in something that's entertaining and interesting. So that's 50% of the content that we should really be putting out there.
So, you know me, I hang out on Facebook. I love Facebook, and I don't hang out very much on LinkedIn at all. You get one of those endless messages that come in through my email that someone has reached out to me, in which case I'll click it and go over there. So for those folks who are really moving it, stepping up in LinkedIn and wanting to participate there, I'm assuming you're sharing this because this is true for both Facebook and LinkedIn, this 50% engaging, entertaining, memes, because I don't think of LinkedIn as it should be entertaining or engage. I think it should be just serious, but that's not the case.
No, this formula can work on any platform that you are active on. And the thing you need to remember is each of the platforms have a different tonality. So yes, your LinkedIn platform is more on that professional basis. However, when you think of interesting and entertaining content that you put out there, entertaining could be something that you have learned about the platform. It could be something entertaining about you've learned about your industry. So it's not the crazy cat memes or dog memes or baby memes. It's something interesting to working within the professional arena. So, but we all know that entertaining content does gather attraction. It definitely attracts, but keep it short. Don't get, that's another thing. Short and simple. That's what's going to really make sure that you gain that attention, that you're not putting so much content out there that they put that little save for later. And I call that putting it in that to-do list that never gets to done. When you save some content to get back to later. So yeah, that's that 50%. The 30% of content that you should share should be informative and resourceful. Now, by consistently sharing useful and informational content to your community, it really does turn you into that resource that they're looking for. In other words, they'll turn to you when they need questions answered. What I mean by that is if you are sharing content that your audience wants more information on and you subscribe, this is when you can have permission where you don't always have to create your own content. You can share other people's content. They realize, well, I don't have to subscribe to all those emails or newsletters because Cheri's doing it or Kathryn's doing it or Sandra Lee's doing it. Whoever they're following that they look up to as their resource, they know that you're going to be providing them the answers they're looking for. So this makes you stand out more for them. So you can offer tips, industry trends, current happenings, statistics that they're looking for. Right now within the LinkedIn arena, for me, everybody wants to know what's going on with this algorithm, what's happening in 2024. So it's my job as the expert in that industry to stay on top of those items and then provide that information to my audience so they know that they can turn to me for answers. And that's how you gain their attention. So that's what I give you, you have permission, provide content from other sources so that they don't have to do the research. Do it for them. Just be mindful. Don't ever take credit for content that isn't yours. Make sure you give credit to those individuals where you get the information from and even taking them out there. I mean, then you gain their attention because you're actually sharing your influencers' content as well.
That's a really great suggestions. I love it. So what do we do in the last 20%?
Well, 20% of your content you share should be about you, and it can be promotional. Now, be mindful, of course, it's okay to talk about your business and offer links to your services, your events, maybe things that are happening, new product launches, services, etc. However, as I said, be mindful to not always be selling. Best practice to learn is what I call the art of unselling. It's getting them interested in about what you offer, what solutions you provide to their challenges, letting them know you understand their pain points, what their maybe challenge you're struggling with. When you post content about that, that's when you have permission to maybe post something about an opt-in where they can go get answers for. So you're taking them, giving them links to go to download a lead capture or one of those one sheets, or maybe to a free webinar. You're gathering their information. They have to give you an email in order to get that. So you're not selling to them, you're providing them options where they can get more answers. And now you have their attention because they're going to come to your webinar, they're going to download your informational sheet. And so you're basically giving them value by directing them to where they can learn more about your solutions that you offer to their challenges. So that's what promotional should look like. Now, yes, it's okay. I mean, I'm doing a few weeks ago, I did an event. I'm going to post out about that, but try when you're putting out content about events or in your emails, not just on social media, give them a little tip about it. What's in it for them? That's,
Yeah.
what you want to make sure you're doing. So
Yeah.
that's that
Yeah.
50, 30, 20%.
So brilliant. Okay. 50% interesting and entertaining, 30% informative and resourceful, and 20% about and my promotion. So I'm a failure at this. If you go to my Facebook personal page, I will not be doing that, but so good. So not that I won't be doing it, it's that I haven't been doing it, and I need to get better at increasing my 50. Anyway, y'all don't need to know about me. Oh, that's the
Well,
problem.
I
There we
saw
go.
something Well, I saw something pop up in the chat box, coincidentally. I'll get to that in just a second. But the key component I just want to make mention when you think of the 50, 30, 20 formula, it isn't a lot of work. What you're doing is you're writing for your audience, not for you. So when you get to know your audience, it's going to be so much more fun that you are gathering information to put out for them. And as far as it being too much work, you know, to me, not knowing what to say and trying to guess and get up every morning and figuring out what I'm going to put on, that's work. But when you have a
So,
system in place,
so you have an offer for us, right? You have
I
an offer to help
do.
us with this stuff because she's got a bunch of questions you can use. So, and it is really a great offer. Tell us about that.
All righty. Well, I'm currently offering my new 2024 social media calendar, and it is at 50% off right now because it's my birthday month. And so it's only $29. And what I've done is I bundled this. It includes a year's worth of strategic content ideas. That's 366, because we're in the leap year next year. Daily prompts that you could use for any industry on any platform at all. It just gives you ideas that you can then take and enhance to your audience. Plus 8 pages of viral video and caption hooks, high converting call to action formulas that you can use if you want to do any type of polls or anything like that out there. Plus an interactive workshop that's going to be on January 4th. And I've been asked by many people if I'm not able to make it to the workshop. Yes, it will be recorded and it's an added bonus. So the main thing in this is that calendar with all of that information that you can take to make it easier for you to make sure you're putting out content that's 50, 30, 20%, following those kind of, I don't want to call it a rule, but that formula is a system that will help you to gain more traction and also putting yourself out there and building community. Because when you do that, you gain people's trust by offering value, they'll rave about you and they'll share your message. And that's what we want to go for. So again, never scramble to find ideas. I don't like to. That's why I put this together. I've been doing it for a few years and finally thought, I'm going to put this out there for everyone. And so the full bundle is only $29. There is a promo code 2023 special you'll add when you actually purchase it. And I'll put this in the chat box for you, along with my information if you have any other questions. So again, thank you very much. I love social media, and I know you can too if it's easier for you.
Awesome. So I'm going to wrap up this Facebook Live. Cheri, be sure to put your information in the Facebook group and let people know about that as well. So thank you for joining us for this.